Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So in today's video, of course, I want to give you guys an update on what is exactly happening with Bitcoin today and of course other altcoins in the market. And I just want to say real quick, once again, not much movements are in fact happening. You guys can clearly see that Bitcoin is still hovering at $30,000. Okay, so Bitcoin seems like it's still in between, this very strong, resistance line and the support level. Okay. And we have, in fact, been seeing this for over 2 weeks now, over 2 weeks, guys, right? So it's been over 2 weeks since we have, in fact, been seeing pretty much, the same exact movement, right? And I've been telling guys this many times, okay, for all my Bitcoin holders out there, this is the time to really start, investing and stacking and buying into Bitcoin. I see this as an opportunity to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can at this cheap price. Now, yes, Bitcoin could potentially, right, go back down to $29,000, $28,000, $27,000 even, right? But there's no difference between buying Bitcoin at $27,000 and $30,000. There's not a huge difference. So take this time, okay, to buy, guys. Even, yes, right, of course, if you see Bitcoin drop further down to the downside, right below 30K, take that as an opportunity to buy more Bitcoin, right? If you guys haven't seen yesterday's video, my most previous video that I uploaded yesterday, I actually did go ahead and buy some Bitcoin, okay? Because, I told you guys, right? Bitcoin is still cheap. We are still in the buy zone. Bitcoin is nowhere near its previous all-time high. So I think personally, it's still a great time to buy Bitcoin. Even though, yes, for the past few months, okay, if we go to the weekly time frame, you guys can clearly see that Bitcoin has, in fact, been pumping. Right, at one point, yes, it was all the way down at $15,000. But if you missed, let's just say, right, if you missed that opportunity on buying Bitcoin at 15K, I think right now, even at $30,000 since it's pumped, $15,000 up, okay, it's still a great buy in my opinion, okay? It really, really is. You guys clearly see Bitcoin is nowhere near its previous highs. So in my opinion, okay, I think we are still obviously in a buy zone, clearly. And of course, we are still in a bear market. I want to say we are in fact 100% in the next bull market just yet, right? But this, I will say this, okay, this is in fact the early stages. What we are seeing right now for Bitcoin with this pattern moving up to the upside, you guys can clearly see that, right? It is in fact the early stages of the next bull market. Okay, so take this as a once in a lifetime opportunity to buy Bitcoin at a cheap price, guys. Okay, at a cheap price, because Bitcoin, like I said, okay, it's still consolidating. So Bitcoin right now is calling at 30,200. So it's still holding up very well at 30K. And you guys can clearly see today that overall, the markets are in fact having a drop. You guys can see a fair few altcoins actually dropping today, right? A fair few altcoins. Majority of altcoins are actually dropping. So it is in fact a red day in the market today, but nothing too crazy. Okay, we're not seeing a major crash for a lot of these altcoins. But some of them are dropping. You guys can clearly see overall the market today is down over 1%, and the global crypto market cap's coming at 1.17 trillion. So it's dropped slightly than yesterday, right? But that's that. So let me show you guys a fair few charts, and I want to show you guys this one specific chart showing you guys that the Bitcoin right pattern is repeating. Okay, so Bitcoin is repeating the same pattern each cycle. Okay, and I'm gonna get to that, right? So let's just start with this one. I want to talk about these different charts. Okay, I want to go through them, of course, like usual. So starting with this one, okay, seems like, okay, Bitcoin will potentially reach back up, okay, to, $30,000, 35, okay, $40,000, $48,000. This chart specifically is showing that Bitcoin will potentially pump to $48,000, and that is very, very true. Now, for all the people out there that think, Bitcoin's going to drop back down to like $25,000, $20,000 or below $20,000, just think again. I've been telling guys this many times. Okay, that's not going to happen. Okay, if Bitcoin were to have a drop, it's not going to be a significant drop in my opinion. Okay, Bitcoin like lowest, I reckon it could go maybe to like $27,000. That is it, right? So meaning I don't even see Bitcoin dropping back down to $25,000. Okay, at this point, I just really don't, guys. We know the Bitcoin halving is obviously right around the corner, which means, okay, once we actually have the halving, right, Bitcoin will pump. Now, of course, when the halving happens, Bitcoin's not going to pump straight away. Okay, that has never happened in Bitcoin history, right? We know that in previous halvings, once we actually have the halving, give it a few weeks, right? Give it a few months. And then once you actually, give Bitcoin to breathe a little bit, right? Once the halving actually happens, then that's when it really pumps. So that's why I've been telling guys, look forward to the end of the year in 2024, because yes, early 2024, that's when the halving happens. But I really do see Bitcoin really pumping, right? Starting to pump towards the end of the year in 2024. Okay, and then of course 2025, that's going to be a massive year for Bitcoin and crypto, right? So you guys can clearly see that we should be patient right now. Okay, I've made a video a couple of days ago telling us to be very, very patient. Okay, so we are in fact being tested for patience right here. Okay, we really are, guys. Just think about it, right? For over 2 weeks, Bitcoin has in fact been consolidating at this level of $30,000 pretty much, right? Every single time we see Bitcoin pump to $31,000, it will in fact have a correction back down to 30K. So this is obviously the time to really be patient, to stack as much Bitcoin as you possibly can, take advantage, okay, of this very, very cheap price of $30,000, okay, because eventually Bitcoin will eventually reach up to $35,000, 38, and of course $40,000 and over $40,000, right? I do in fact see Bitcoin, pumping to at least 50K or over 50K towards the end of this year in 2023, just this year in 2023, right? So we will see. So yes, Bitcoin will slowly, okay, but surely go back up to these phases. So right now we're in phase 2, and we've been in phase 2 for quite a bit, for a few months, right? But soon enough, that will change, okay, and we will get into phase 3, okay, and that's going to be, over $31,000, so 32 to around $40,000. Very, very possible, guys, okay? And I really do believe, obviously, sometime next year in 2024, I don't think it's going to happen this year, but next year, we will, in fact, reach back up to, Bitcoin's previous highs, which was, in fact, around 69K, almost 70K. So I reckon we will, in fact, reach back up to its previous all-time highs next year in 2024. Sometime next year in 2024, that is when, guys, I do, in fact, see Bitcoin reaching back up to its previous highs. But not this year, right? This year, okay, in 2023, I've been saying this many times. We're just gonna see slow recoveries for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just gonna slowly recover back up, right, to its previous highs that we've seen in pretty much 2021, right? So that's that. Now, in the next month or so, right, we know it's July, okay, we are still early into this month in July. It's the 10th of July right now, and we know July, usually Bitcoin actually does perform pretty well, right? I've been talking about this many times, right? Even in previous years, right, last year in 2022, even 2021 and 2020, right, the month of July, Bitcoin actually performed pretty well. So this month for July, I've been telling you guys this many times, I do in fact see Bitcoin breaking above, okay, this resistance line, okay, reaching back up to $32,000, and of course reaching at least up to $35,000. I think that is very, very, very possible for Bitcoin to reach, maybe towards the end of this month in July, or maybe August next month. Okay, I think that's very, very possible. So this chart is showing you guys that the next few months, okay, for Bitcoin, this is exactly what we will in fact see for Bitcoin, right? So it's looking pretty good. You guys can clearly see it's all ups from here. We're not going to see Bitcoin, drop back down to like $20,000 and below $20,000, or drop back down to like $24,000. That's not going to happen. Okay, it's all ups from here, guys. Okay, so be ready for that for all my Bitcoin holders out there, because this is some amazing times. Okay, the future for Bitcoin is looking really, really bright, and it looks like the next few months is going to be absolutely amazing for Bitcoin and crypto. So be excited for that, guys. Now, yes, right? Bitcoin, okay, it 20x'd its last cycle low of $3.2 thousand, or so $3,200. Okay, this cycle low is 15,600. Remember, last November, right? Bitcoin did in fact go as low as 15,000. So 15,600, okay, and that's going to be a 20x, if it reaches back up to its previous highs, right? And that would, okay, so a 20x would put it at $312,000. A 10x would put it at $156,000. My bad. So that is amazing. You know what I mean? So there is obviously some room here to make with Bitcoin, guys. Okay. Especially if you're investing even at $30,000 right now, where it's kind of at, right, 30,200, you can obviously make money with Bitcoin right now, guys. And that's why I've always been telling you guys, right, that if you want to make money with Bitcoin and crypto, this is the time to do it now. Okay, we are still low. Okay, we're still in a bear market in a way. Altcoins are still cheap. Bitcoin is still cheap, believe it or not, right? We know where Bitcoin's going to be heading in the next bull market. It's going to be reaching over 6 figures, 100K easily. So if you really think about it, if you're buying Bitcoin like at $30,000 and it reaches back up to its previous highs, and of course it reaches a new all-time high, which it will every single time we have the halving, that always happens, right? Bitcoin always tends to reach a new all-time high, and it will. In Bitcoin history, that has always been the same exact thing. Think about it, right? You will obviously make some money. Okay, so if you want to make money with Bitcoin and crypto, you better take advantage now during this time. Not financial advice, always do your own research. But that's that, guys. Now, showing you guys this chart. I love this chart so much because it really just shows you guys where Bitcoin could potentially be heading for the year in 2024 and 2025, right? You know, the next bull market. And I've been telling you guys many times, personally, right, in the next bull market, I really do see a 200K Bitcoin or even a 250K Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people out there are in fact saying and predicting that Bitcoin can go way higher than that in the next bull market. Some people are predicting that Bitcoin can even go up to high as 300K, which is absolutely insane. Do I think that's possible? You know, I'm 50-50 on it, right? But I'm gonna just stick with 200K and 250K because I feel like that's a bit more realistic, even though, yes, that seems crazy comparing to where Bitcoin is right now, which is at 30K. But trust me, guys, I think that is very, very possible. Bitcoin will easily reach 90K, 100K. Bitcoin will easily reach $173,000, which is what these charts are in fact showing, right? So I think personally, right, in the year 2025, we're gonna see a 200K Bitcoin at least. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, so be ready for that, guys. Okay, it's looking pretty good for Bitcoin. Okay, and I think this will happen 100%. Right, these next price targets will for sure happen for Bitcoin. Okay, 110%. That's how confident I am. So be ready for that, guys. Now, this is the chart that I want to show you guys. Okay, the patterns. Right. Bitcoin is repeating this pattern in each cycle. It's always the same, right? It reaches a top and then reaches a bottom. It reaches a top and then it reaches a bottom. It reaches a top, it reaches a bottom. It reaches a top, it reaches a bottom. And now it's going to reach another top. Okay, and every single time, guys, Bitcoin reaches a top, it means it's reaching a new all-time high pretty much, right? Because it's a new high, it's a new top, right? So you guys can clearly see 2011 we had a top, 2013 we had a top, 2017 we had a top, and I really do believe in 2017 that was a huge one, right? Because that's when we actually saw Bitcoin pump all the way up to over $10,000. It was like over, like its top in 2017, you know, towards the end of the year in 2017 was around $19,000, almost 20K, right? So that was absolutely amazing to see for Bitcoin at that time. And obviously that's when, guys, in 2017, you know, personally, that's when I felt like a lot of people started to get into Bitcoin and started talking more about Bitcoin. And then obviously it dropped massively, right? And obviously a lot of people panicked, okay? But if you just held simply, right? If you just kept holding and whatnot, you would have made more money, right? So in 2021, we know we had a top as well, which was 69K. So that's that, guys. Okay, and this is a very good example of why you should really, you know, hodl your Bitcoins long term, because no matter what, it's always going to be reaching a new high price target, right? So the new top is going to be, of course, potentially 2025. Okay, 2025 should be a great year for Bitcoin and crypto, like what we saw in 2021. We should be seeing that for 2025, right? So that's that, guys. Now, the Bitcoin monthly returns so far this month, I just want to give you guys a quick update on this. It's actually down 1%, 1.3%, so over 1%. But yet again, you know, I really do believe this is going to switch. You know, we're still early into this month, like I said. So I think, you know, in the next few days, next few weeks, we could potentially see Bitcoin pump back up to the upside. Okay, hopefully, right? Bitcoin has to do something very, very soon. So I think this will change 100%. And we're going to end off this month in July in the greens. Hopefully, fingers crossed, right? Because things could change, right? So we will see. But to end off this video, guys, the Fin Greed Index is currently at 56. So we're still in greed mode. Of course, yesterday we were in fact at 55. So not much of a difference. So we're still in greed mode, which is absolutely amazing to see. It seems like a lot more people out there are not really fearful right now for Bitcoin and crypto, which is great. So they're in fact feeling a bit more greed, which is amazing to see. And that's how it's supposed to be right now, because Bitcoin is still holding up very, very well. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. More videos will in fact be coming away, so stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a blessed day, guys.